Just good afternoon, everyone, and again, just want to reassure the people of Worcester, we're working very hard 24/7 a day, 24/7, to maintain the health and safety of the people of Worcester. I just want to thank the community, our faith-based group, our community groups who are all pitching in, forming committees, and trying to make sure all the needs of the community are taken care of and that people are healthy and safe. Again, like I do every day, I want to remind people of good hygiene, coughing into your sleeve, washing your hands, keeping the physical distance, staying informed, and really looking out for our neighbors. I want us to pray for our elected officials, both at the local, state, and federal levels, the city manager and his emergency response team, and the community, that we make the right decisions and really keep this community safe as we go forward. I'd just like to also mention that the heart is in the center of our seal here in the city of Worcester. It's times like this that we're showing our heart. We're caring for the needy. We're caring for our children. We're caring for our homeless. We're caring for our elderly, our residents. And so again, I just want to thank the city manager and the community and the whole government and community working together, trying to keep our community safe and going on the right track. Just have a few announcements. Our Worcester Emergency Communication System has seen a marked uptick in the subscriptions. Since March 9th, an additional 953 households have signed up for the service, in addition to 776 new text subscribers and 325 new email subscribers. We expect these numbers to increase as subscriptions are entered into from our sign-up sheets that were mailed to residents with their excise tax bills. We urge all residents to sign up for this service by visiting the link to the Worcester off your homepage at WorcesterMA. So I put together the city's Small Business Resiliency Grant Program to help those businesses affected by this crisis. Through the HUD Community Block Grant funding, we're providing a total of $500,000 with a $10,000 max per business. Eligible applicants include business owners who have low to moderate income status, a physical location within the city of Worcester, experience a loss of revenue of 50% or more due to COVID-19 since March 10th, and have less than $2 million in gross receipts. Funding is limited, but we're hoping to provide some relief for at least 50 businesses that are significantly vulnerable. We hope to recapitalize the program and expand eligibility if additional CDBG funds are part of the federal stimulus effort. This application form will be live at worcesterma.gov/coronavirus starting Monday, March 23rd, with special instructions for submission.
Cases of today, which brings our total to 5 positive cases in the city of Worcester. There are 11 positive cases in Worcester County. As I mentioned yesterday, there are a number of those cases that are county-based, called county-based, but worked in the city of Worcester. So the impact on the city of Worcester is beyond those 5 Worcester residents that have tested positive, because some of those other 6 people were in Worcester County towns, worked in the city of Worcester. So we, again, we're expecting those numbers to continue to grow as more testing takes place. Relocated to, on Saturday, we'll open a second site at Worcester Technical High School for another 25 homeless individuals. And over the course of the weekend or early next week, we will also open sites at Ascension Church on 44 Vernon Street and at St. John's Church at 44 Temple Street. That will be the equivalent of 100 homeless individuals who will be relocated to 4 different locations within the city of Worcester. We'll have city staff at those locations as well as medical personnel. These will be 24-hour-a-day operations for all 3 shifts. The city is partnering with Richie Gonzalez from the Net of Compassion. He's been a person responsible for Hotel Grace for these last 4 years. That's also at St. John's Food Pantry. He's got a great team of folks who know how to operate these shelters and work with this population, and have got a great track record of doing a very effective job. Worcester Together program, and it was seeded with some initial money from the Greater Worcester Foundation and the United Way. As of today, we have $1.7 million in that fund. The Alden Foundation came in with some very generous gifts to both of those funds, and other folks from our community have been calling all day looking to make generous contributions. So we are eternally grateful to the Alden Foundation and its trustees for their generosity, and to the others who are now stepping up. Each day I'm going to try to call out some of those individuals and organizations who contribute to this fund. This fund is going to be indispensable to us meeting the needs of our homeless population, of our elders, of our school-age population, and down the road as we try to help businesses and organizations stay in existence as this shutdown and this kind of impact of the pandemic continues to reverberate throughout our community. We're going to need flexible philanthropic dollars to fill gaps that the federal, state, and city governments aren't able to do. So in typical Worcester fashion, everybody's stepping up appropriately and sufficiently in order to protect you and your children from potential exposure. So we just really urge people to think, use your head. I realize and appreciate, kids are probably getting restless, parents are probably getting overwhelmed having kids at home. There are other outdoor park opportunities to run around, to let some energy out, to meet the kind of pent-up needs young people have. But playing on those playground surfaces and having multiple people touch those surfaces unclean between uses is just not a safe or smart thing to do. So we urge people to
protect the elders. We can't assume that just because we feel okay that we knock on the door and say hello, that we don't carry the virus. So, but I would say it's very important to try to look out for one another. And I think this is the first day of spring. Didn't look much like that today, but in spring, hope springs eternal. So I'm hoping that we're going to ride through this with our community intact, our spirit intact, and as the mayor mentioned, that our heart's going to be still intact. So thank you.